Welcome back to Rotten and Forgotten. I got sick this past week, so I haven't been getting much of anything done. But I'm feeling pretty good now, and I gotta get after this because we got an old timer run coming up here, within the next week. And this has to get buttoned up so I can get some other things in here and, tidy up on stuff and have a decent chance of, making the loop on the run. But anyways, we're burning darkness and we got things to do, so let's get after it here. I already ground a little bit on this, but I got these rust holes in the back where the seat mounts used to go through. We're gonna use the old fender washer and cover those up, put some tacks around, call it good. Then we got somewhere to throw our screws through to hold on to our seat. And I know it's not the right way to do it, but that's how I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I don't know. The right way would probably be cut all this out and cut a tin piece and slam it in there. And I don't have the time for that, and I don't really care. As long as there's a seat down here and the throttle works and the motor goes, we're good to go, So let's get this welded on there, and we'll hit her with some rust stop spray paint stuff, Walmart special, and we'll call that good, and then we'll get to building the seat, because we got to get that done too. So yeah, a lot of things to do, not much time to do them, crunch time, I guess. That's the way she goes. Anyways, let's, get the wire feed going and burn some holes through this and call her good. When you're welding rust, the best thing you can do is just keep pulling that trigger, pulsing, and then come back with a grinder and be really careful so you don't go through your new welds. But yeah, the pros say you can't weld rust, but that's just, not true. You just weld on top of it and everything will be fine, kind of. And in all reality, when I'm doing these welds, you get her started, but you want to keep all your heat on that washer and just barely let her trickle off the side, and then, you don't burn through as bad. But there ain't much metal in these things. It's like welding pop cans, and I think I got 35 or 0.35 for wire too. A little bit smaller wire, you'd be able to do a lot better welds too. We got our, spot welding chicken welds done there, and it doesn't look very pretty, but a good friend once told me, a grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. And that's just the truth right there, so I'll show you some magic. So the washer's cleaned up pretty good. I still got 2 rust holes right here. And I think I'm gonna try to make a gob mountain and work that mountain over, cover her up, grind her down, and call her good. It's not the right way to do it. Don't do it. Do it the right way if you're working on your thing, but I never do it the right way. And just like that, we're back to near perfect condition. Doesn't really matter because the seat's going on here. You're not going to see that anyways. So I know you professionals out there, the actual restore guys, ain't going to like that. But this is how you get her done, the cheap, dirty, easy way. And yeah, I'm not proud of it, but I did it. So there's that. Let's get a rattle can going on over here. And just like that, we got her, fixed up. Back to, original performance conditions. Pretty impressive. I found some plywood here we're going to use as our baseboard, you know, underneath. And I'm not sure which side is factory or which one's saw cut, but we're going to have to figure that out first. That's not great. Looks like this side's going to be our factory edge. It looks like we're going to need about 37 inches or so. We'll go 37, that sounds safe. That side's kind of square, so that's what we'll go off of. It ain't rocket science, I guess. If you start out square, that kind of helps, but you don't necessarily have to be square. You can make it whatever shape you want to. It looks like we need to be about, you know, 15 and a half, 15 and a quarter, 15 and a half, I think. We'll do it good. This is real precise work, if you're wondering. You know, I measure quite a bit. Getting things dialed, yep. Maybe not so much, but sure hope I measured right. That'd be kind of embarrassing, wouldn't it? Not like it's ever happened before. I'm gonna hit the table. Woo! I almost hit the table. Oh my goodness. I trimmed another chunk. Oops. But anyways, I got my piece made. The moment of truth. Is it gonna fit? Yes. Beautiful. Quite elegant work there that I did. Yep, that should work. Now we just got to make our holes for, you know, these thingies. I still haven't found the proper way to do this, you know, making your notches for the little guys to show up. I kind of just go for it, and if it doesn't work, I just drill them out way bigger and screw it down. Because in the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, but looks like she's about 1.5 inches over. So I did the last one, 2.5 inches. Want to stay on this side of the line, so we'll cut on this side. Something like that. Let's go drill those out quick and, you know, get our baseboard tidied up here. So I'm trying to be a show off, you know. I used my drilled my hole, so I'm going to cut these square with my jigsaw from, you know, the Mayflower. And yeah, just cut them out and then hopefully it fits on there. We'll definitely be, you know, cutting twice because I don't measure very well. Let's see here. Holy cow. You better write that one down in the books because that's the first time I think I've ever measured something correctly. So that's pretty neat. We'll use our handy dandy utility knife and tip these up a little bit. You know, I usually wonder why my blades go. I think I know why now. There. Something like that. Should work. Yep. That's definitely crooked on that side, but you know, it's gonna work. I did way better than I thought I would, so we'll take that for a win. Let's throw a backer on here so we can mount our light on there, run our wire, put our foam on here, and then, you know, cover it all up with some material. I found a chunk of 2x6 laying out back, so we'll use this. Yep. Yikes. There goes my toes. Oh, that'll be nice. We'll drill a hole in this, run our wires up, staple the wires on the back, and then once we get our material figured out, we'll cut, run a snake through there, snaggle it out, whatever. It'll go good. Find the center of it. I mean, I don't want to be, you know, off. It looks like with our old lighting, she comes right out in the center of the plastic mound. So we will find center here, punch a hole, call her good. That's about our center there. We got our center punched out. Got to be down a little bit. Right in that knot, looks like. That should work. Hogged out nicely. Our little lights will go on through. Oh yeah. That's gonna look pretty darn good. So I got some interesting foam work to do here. This is the original foam off the seat, and you know, there's usually a storage compartment back here and whatnot. But I deleted on that, so we got to cut about 2 inches of foam, fit in here, and then get another inch. You know, we'll do like an L-shaped sort of thing. And this foam piece should work pretty darn good. You know, a guy can spend a lot of money on, you know, foam and not get much, but if you drive around and find old couches and chairs and whatnot, usually you can find, you know, the cushion parts like this and cut them out, and then, you know, they're free. So that's usually what I do, or when buddies are getting rid of them or whatever, but they come in handy, you know. They come with lice and stuff too, I'm sure, but they're free, so it's that, I guess. Just pull this foam stuff off the top. Yeah. It's just kind of an eyeball game, you know. It really don't matter, because as soon as you put that material over the top, you're not going to see it. So as long as you're sort of close, it'll probably be fine. Don't fret the little stuff, that's for sure. I found some double strand wire we can use for our tail lights. We'll staple that in place for now. Being careful, you know, not to send a staple through the wire. That'd be a bad deal, but ooh, I got close on that one. And that should work. And we're gonna staple our tail down for now. Oh, I sent it through that time. Dang it! Well, anyways, we're gonna lay our foam on here, spray it with the spray stuff, stick it all together, you know, and then we'll go over to our material, fold it over, staple it down, and call it good. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I'm not a very good seat maker, but I get her done. If you take any time at all, you can make a really darn good seat, but I'm not too picky on my seats, as long as they're, you know, seat formation, like, it's good to go. So yeah, let's get this done now. That's some good gluey stuff. Yep. Get that foam to stick on there good. This is some all-purpose spray adhesive. It's what I had laying around, so that's why I'm using it, but any, you know, 3M or whatever, it should work. Just keeps it from sliding around on you. And then you can stick the foams together too. Oh, don't stick your hand in the sticky stuff. That was silly. I fished my wires out of here, and you know, I thought about putting ends on, you know, and doing it real pretty and setting the new wires up here, but I'm gonna do it, you know, cheap and dirty, and just cut and splice and throw some wire connectors in there. But, you know, they are the fancy kind, the heat shrink, so it should work, you know. Less dinking around, more getting stuff done. It'll be, you know, problems down the road, but we'll deal with it when we get there. There, got ourselves a tail light. That's pretty neat. Really didn't need that, but I figured it'd just kind of bring the rig together. Pretty fancy. Yeah, throw some screws, you know, through them fender washers we put underneath. And you know, we put fender washers on the screws too. Fender washers are kind of like, you know, license plates. They work for everything. There you have it. We put a seat on this rig. It's much more comfortable than, you know, riding on the tunnel. So there's that. And from 10 feet away, it looks pretty sharp. Any closer than that, you can really see, you know, my lacking in seat making abilities, but I think it's gonna work. That's all that matters. Throttle moves. It's a pretty comfy seat too, if you can believe that. Let's hook up the taillight, try to get this thing to fire up, see if we got something back there, and then that pretty much buttons it up. We can check a few more things and call her a night. So this big wire here is our positive. We're gonna run our ground up here onto the motor mount because that should work. And then positive to positive, ground to ground. We'll fire this rig up, see if we got anything back there, or if it's just for looks. I mean, it's pretty much just for looks anyways. Who uses the brakes? I sure don't. I'm going to try to get this thing fired up, and then we're going to see if we got some tail lights or anything like that. Keep pressure valve on, full choke on. Oh, we got to turn, oh, he is on. Uh-oh. This thing is just an on-ring. Well, we got a tail light and a headlight. That's pretty cool. Switch works. And yeah, what else does a guy need? Nothing. He just needs some snow to ride. And we got that, so everything's looking pretty good. We're going to re-secure our shield for safety. I know there's oil in it. I checked it the other day, so that's good. It's ready to go. It just needs a wash probably, and you know. While we're in here, we're gonna throw on a different, you know, plug cap because the other one was broken. I was gonna do that earlier, but I forgot about it. Just saw it now. This is a cheap NGK one. I think I got it off Amazon. Get what you pay for, so just remember that, I guess. Plug is secured. We might as well switch spark plugs because, you know, this one could go out anytime. It's got a nice looking burn, nice brown hue to it. I'm not too concerned, you know. It looks to be all right, but we're gonna throw this AB8 in there because I got it laying around and it needs a new home. These old single cylinders can be quite finicky at times, but when they don't run, you know it, because there's only one cylinder. You don't get the old single thumper on a 2-cylinder going on, if you know what I mean. There you have it. This Skidoo Olympic's pretty much complete now, minus a windshield and, you know, some paint and whatnot. But other than that, it starts, it's got lights, and it kind of runs. Track spins, skis turn. We're hitting all the bases with this one, and you know, for $50, you really can't go wrong. You threw a carb kit in there, of course, and you know, if you count your time as something, you're gonna be, you know, hundreds of dollars in, but your time ain't worth nothing when it's free time, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, you know, you guys should do it too. You're obviously bored, you're still watching this video, so get out there and do something. Work with your hands, make something happen, and, you know, get off your butts, because everybody else sits on their butts. Be different. Do something fun. Make something, build something, do something. But anyways, enough rambling. Thanks for watching Rotten and Forgotten. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Unless you're doing something, which I hope you are. Yeah, anyways. See you later.